today's video is going to be about my New Year's resolutions for the year of 2014. And I actually came up with my New Year's resolutions, I think about a month ago, and I wrote them down and I kind of made a template. I don't know, I think it's gonna show up very washed out. Made a template, very colorful one, but I'm gonna have to print it with color, and I actually want to frame it. I think it's always nice to write down things that you would like to accomplish throughout the year. So if you haven't done it, hopefully this video will inspire you. So in this video, again, I'm just going to run down and share with you what I want to accomplish or work towards in the year of 2014. I have 15 things on my list, so we better get started. You guys know I'm a dietitian. I eat very healthy, I feel like, but I'm not perfect. And I think you're never going to, no matter how much I try to improve my diet, there's no such thing as perfection. There's always room for improvement. And I feel like in my diet currently, there's room to eat more raw foods. And what I mean about that, I don't mean that it's not like I'm eating a ton of pre-packaged foods. I eat a lot of raw veggies, raw fruit. I feel like I can step up the game and improve it. I don't know, like for instance, once in a while, I'll crave pasta and then I'll have gluten-free brown rice pasta. But maybe transitioning it into more raw food would be to do zucchini pasta. And I don't know, I just feel like I need to look at food and kind of think of it. Is this raw? Is this like good for my body? Just because it's sometimes, it's organic and it's gluten-free, I feel like we still have the tendency to buy prepackaged foods because, we walk in Whole Foods and there's a ton of great packaged options. But when you compare it to real raw food, they're not going to be as good, and I feel like we get sucked in all the other options. Resolution number 2 is to exercise more. Now, I do a pretty good job at eating, and I'm a dietitian, so things kind of come naturally to me, even though sometimes I feel like I get stuck, especially around the holidays. That would be a great example. I get so sidetracked with all the holiday parties that it takes me a long time to get back on track. But I do a pretty good job, and I think, sometimes I get off track, but I've come to a point where I can get back on track pretty easily. Now with exercising, not so much. And I feel like I go into routines where I'm doing so great and I feel so good, I'm working out, but then I start skipping a week, and then it just goes downhill. And that's something I want to perfect, because I'm kind of one of those people that I'm like all or nothing, and all it takes is for something to be thrown off my schedule and I'm like, oh, forget about it, I'll go back tomorrow. And I really want to change that. Like, let's say I had all intentions of going to the gym that day and I couldn't make it for some reason. I want to be able to get home, at least do something like abs, turn on demand YouTube videos, and even if it's just 15 minutes, not being as much as if would have been, but at least it's something, and I'm not just giving up because it didn't go exactly as I was planning. A lot of you actually ask me all the time to share with you my exercise routine. The only reason why I haven't shared with you my exercise routine is because I don't have one. And I'm working on one, but I'm not going to just put something together to show you. It has to be realistic, and it really has to be what I'm doing. So the third resolution is to surround myself around positive people. And this is a big one for me. I think everyone's different, and there's people that don't get as affected emotionally when they're around negative people. They can just ignore them, or their bad energy doesn't affect them as much. I've got to be one of those people that are the most affected around, negative people just affect me in such a bad way that they do bring me down. Like, they'll ruin my day, the next day, sometimes my week. It just takes a lot of work for me to get out of that negative energy that I feel from people. Those people that pretty much you know, you want to be happy, you're doing things to follow your dreams, you're working hard, and then you always have people complaining about their lives no matter what, or gossiping about other people, like negative energy, like, you know, that, you know, those people that, you know, their conversations are never constructive or talking about new ideas. Ideally, you would be like, you know, they're complaining about their life, but that's not my life. Why am I going to be sad after it? But it's all about energy, and it really brings me down, and I don't think it's good for you because you're wasting your time hearing those people, and that's taking away from the positive energy and your focus that you need. Now, that doesn't mean that, you know, when a friend calls you and they're having a bad day and they need to talk, that's normal. We all have bad days. Like, I like to vent with my, you know, my best friends. Sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I feel like just crying and venting. That's a different story. You know, all of us have bad days, and we need friends to hear us. Negative people are different. They're just unhappy people, like 90% of the times. So that's completely different. So yeah, I just pretty much want to surround myself around positive people, people that have a positive outlook on life, and you know, that inspire you, and, you know, give you that good energy, make you feel at peace. So my fourth resolution is kind of similar as well, and which is canceling out negative thoughts. So it kind of goes with, you know, surrounding myself around positive people, and with the canceling out negative thoughts, you know, we're all human beings, and sometimes negative things come to your mind on a daily basis. You're upset because someone was, you know, rude to you, and then you can't get over it, and it keeps coming around and around in your mind, and you're like, ah, and, you know, you can't get rid of that negative thought. Or just because as human beings, sometimes, you know, we're negative ourselves. So I went to cancel out these thoughts, and I'm also going to give you an example, and I don't want to get too personal. I've had like a disappointing discovery, and like pretty much, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it without getting, you know, giving out too much information. Because so let me just give you an example. Whenever you're disappointed because he or she did something to you and you weren't expecting it from that person, those negative thoughts keep lingering around, and you get angry, and that just hurts you. It doesn't hurt that person that hurt you, it hurts yourself. And anger is one of the worst things anyone could have, because it's not like gonna change the other person that hurt you. It's just gonna make you hurt inside, and again brings the negative energy. It brings stress. Stress is awful for you. It kills you. I recently discovered that, you know, someone very close to me that supported me, was super nice to me. I thought I could count on them. Always gave me great feedback about my blog, and that, you know, they loved it and they offered to help. And I come to find out that they didn't like it so much, and they felt the need to bash it behind my back. So, you know, not everyone needs to like what I do or like me, but to go out of your way to pretend you like me and then do stuff like that. And I guess I was just disappointed coming from the person it came from. If it was, you know, my neighbor or someone else, I wouldn't care. It was just given the fact that it was someone close to me. So what I mean by canceling out my thoughts is sometimes that will come up to my mind. I was like, I can't believe, you know, she betrayed my trust. So what I try to do is, you know, whatever that person did to me doesn't reflect my own personality, it reflects back on their personality. I wasn't the one being untrustworthy. You know, I was just doing what I like. You know, I'm blogging, I work, I do my own thing. If someone chooses to gossip behind your back, that just, it tells you a lot about what kind of people and person they are, not you. So whenever sometimes, you know, those thoughts come to my mind, like I'm so disappointed, those are negative thoughts, and I try to think, Kristen, forget about it. It's not you, it's them. You know, you're not the problem. They're the ones doing the wrong thing. And pretty much, I feel like when people gossip, no matter what the topic is, whenever someone gossips, it's because they're insecure and they're not happy with their own person and they're not confident in their own skin. For those of you who watch my YouTube channel, my videos, my blog, and know me personally, this will probably not come to you as a surprise. However, maybe to all of you that don't know me personally, this will. And I want to take singing lessons. And I'm not trying to do a career out of it, but I've just loved singing, loved to sing since I was a little child. And when I was in school, I participated in like a bunch of contests, and I even won one. I just love, for those of you who know me, I sing all the time at home, and not just in the shower. Whenever I'm driving, I just like love to sing, and whenever I'm sad and depressed, singing is just, I feel like it's therapy for me. I think resolutions are about realizing that life is short and we only have right now to live and take advantage of all these things. So whatever comes to you as something that makes you happy and something that, it's an experience and will make you grow, enjoy what you have, doesn't mean that you have to do everything in order to become something big. Like, I'm not going to try to become a singer, but I like to sing, so I can go and try singing lessons and try to, take full advantage of my voice, and like, it's fun to me. So resolution number 6 is to do yoga. And yoga, I want to do yoga because it's healthy for you, it's relaxing. I've heard a ton of people say that it has just bettered their outlook and their anxiety. I tend to have high levels of anxiety. I'm always worrying about the future, about, just things in general. Like I get very anxious very easily. So I want to try to do yoga. I have yoga at my gym. So I just never think of it because, I don't know. But I'm going to try to make an effort to do it once or twice a week. I'm just like busy all the time. I'm focusing on work and on my new videos and planning my videos for the following week, and then making sure the video went up live okay, and that, it's shared on my blog, on Instagram, and then food shopping, then cleaning the house, and then I usually film on the weekends and then edit at night, and I'm always busy, and I feel like that's all good because I'm doing things that I love, and hopefully one day I can get to where I want to be by putting all this hard work in. But then your friends are important and they should always be a part of your life, and especially because I moved here 7 or 8 years ago. So I miss my friends back in Portugal. My best friend is actually living in the UK, and I just feel like I should try to make a point of emailing or messaging someone on Facebook at least once a week. It could be a long email, which I tend to do with my best friend. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't have time now, because I know those usually take me a while because they're huge. But it could be something simple as a message saying, how are you? I miss you, just to let them know that you're there and you think about them. Now, when I wrote this, I was at a different mindset, even though it really still does apply, but I've gone to a couple of job interviews, and the more I interview, the more I'm more confused about what I actually want to do. I kind of know what I want to do, but I also realize that it's too soon to take that step at the moment. So I've pretty much been applying for jobs for meanwhile, while I can't reach my dream, I need to make money and I need to work, so this is what I could do. But then I'm also looking for something that won't take too much out of, it won't exhaust all my efforts, because then I won't be left with any time to focus on pursuing my dream little by little. The more I interview, the more I'm confused on what's worth it, something that pays more but is going to require 90 hours a week from me, or something that pays a little bit less and still, you know, is a little bit lighter and will give me time to continue YouTube and continue to pursue my dreams on the side and building my dream. Resolution number 9 is to take Saturdays off. And you guys may be like, weekends are supposed to be off. But because I work throughout the week and I have YouTube, I tend to film a lot throughout Saturday and Sunday, and then edit, and then, you know, I need to do laundry, and I need to do a bunch of stuff. So I end up being, you know, at work 7 days a week, and I don't think it's healthy, and I'm going to try to make an effort, and this is being hard right now because I'm not being successful at this point. I'm pretty much failing this resolution already, but I'm still working towards it. But I feel like if I could work Monday through Friday, take Saturday off, and by meaning off, I'm not saying just laying down on the couch all day. I mean waking up, going to the gym, and maybe going out to lunch and just have like a chill day. And then if I want to work the following day on Sunday, that's fine. But at least it gave me that day to recharge, and I feel like that's very important. You know, pretty much any religion says that you should take a day off. And I feel like sometimes you think you want to go, go, go and keep going and you don't stop. But sometimes if you stop for one day, I think it recharges you and it gives you time to be creative and like have like silence. And like, you know, if you go out for lunch and you just, you know, go for a walk or do something, you get a lot more creative ideas too. You know, you get inspired by nature, by just everything you see around you, people that you see around you. I remember starting this channel when I was still in college, and I think I put up like a video like once every 2 months, and because I just didn't have time. And then I graduated, started my internship, didn't have that much time at all either. And then by the end of my internship, I was like, no, like I need to go back and I need to stay focused. I need to have a schedule. I need to be consistent. And that's when I started doing it. And the feedback has been great. I do feel like I've grown a lot more ever since I've been consistent and put a lot more effort into my YouTube channel. And I'm loving it because it tells you when you work hard, you see the results. And, you know, I feel like this is just the beginning. I want to grow. I want to improve my videos. I always love traveling, but with school and saving up for a house, paying for school, which is super expensive here in America, I just, you know, I couldn't do it. So my dream was always to, after I graduated, I could start traveling. You know, I have a list of countries that I want to go to. Just travel as much as I can before I have kids. Not that you can't travel after you have kids, but for those of you who are moms, you know, all of you tell me, you know, like enjoy it now because then it's all about the kids, which is fine. But, you know, I feel like you do things at certain time periods of your life. So I think my thinking is I studied, now I'm going to travel, and then once I'm done with that, I can have kids and just be like a more dedicated mom and not be selfish. Resolution number 12 is to read, and I used to read a lot more. Throughout college, I was reading all the time, but I was reading textbook material, so I really didn't have time to like read a book. And I've acquired a lot of books because, you know, someone would recommend it to me, so I would go on Amazon or whatever, Barnes & Noble, and purchase it. But then, honestly, if you're like studying science textbooks all the time, who wants to sit down and read a little bit more? Honestly, like YouTube was always great because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see beauty videos. I wanted, you know, after studying biochemistry, you wanted to like have fun and like not read something that requires a lot of thinking, and you know what I mean? I don't know, that may sound totally off, but now that I'm not in school anymore, and even though I'm still researching and always trying to keep up to date, it's different. It's not like a constant studying kind of thing. So I do want to go back to reading a lot more. So resolution number 13 is to spend more time outdoors with no internet. What I want to do is, now it's kind of hard because it's super cold where I live, but as the weather starts getting better, I want to go and spend like some time at the park, ride my bike, and of course I can take my cell phone, but that doesn't mean I have to check you know, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Facebook at all times. I want to go, and even though I may take pictures, but then come back home and Instagram later. It doesn't have to be at that moment, because I get kind of caught up on that, because, and I don't think, you know, it's terrible, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm at a restaurant, oh my gosh, I have to share this, or, you know, I'm in New York and I love, you know, this store or whatever, I'm going to share it with, you know, all of you. And it's something that I'm trying to do to be nice, because I want to share where I am with you guys, but then it kind of takes away from the moment, because I could just, okay, take a picture real quick, put it away, and not take a picture, and then a second later notifications come, which is so nice, but it's addicting, and then I end up spending more time online than I really should. So I want to spend a lot more time outdoors and try to limit my internet when I'm doing so. Resolution number 14 is to attend New York Fashion Week. Now, this is like kind of at the bottom of my resolutions. If I don't do this one, it's not going to really upset me at all. I feel like all the other ones I've been telling you, all the other resolutions, to me personally, mean a lot more. New York Fashion Week is just one that I threw here because I've always wanted to go there. And because I plan on moving, which is my resolutions, that's coming next, because I plan on moving, I know that will be kind of difficult by the time I move. Right now, I live pretty close to New York, so I would love to attend New York Fashion Week. I love fashion, beauty, just lifestyle in general, and I feel like that would be a great opportunity and experience. So last but not least is I want to plan to move. Now, this doesn't mean that I want to move now. I just need a plan, because sometimes I feel like we don't do things, we don't move. We're always in the same town and city because we're like, you know, it's so much work, and you know, by the time you do that, you started a new job, or you did this, you did that. So I wanted to start planning now to move, so that I know when I get to that point, everything is planned and I'm ready to make that change. And that I would really like to move to California, and I'm torn between the two cities, which is LA and San Francisco. I think at one point I wanted LA more. I definitely would pick San Francisco overall as a city. As a matter of fact, I feel like that's my favorite city. I pick San Francisco over New York, and I love New York, but I love San Francisco. However, I feel like sometimes career-wise, for me, LA would make a little bit more sense, but I don't know, I'm still torn, I'm not sure. I know they're super close, so if I miss one and I want to just take the plane and I'll be there super, you know, doesn't take long. But since I'm moving, I like want to make the right decision, so I don't know. So I don't know when I'm going to be moving. All I know is that I want to start taking steps and planning for that to happen eventually, in a year, let's say. So it doesn't mean that 2014 it's going to have to happen, but I have to have, at least at the end of this year, a good plan to move. Okay guys, so those are my 15 New Year's resolutions. Comment down below and let me know your New Year's resolutions, or at least one or two. Comment down below and leave me book suggestions as well. And let me know if any of your resolutions are the same as mine. And let me know if you enjoyed the video. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your great feedback, all your comments, everything that you whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all your sweet words daily just make my day. Make me want to keep going and filming and continue to grow my YouTube channel, and that's why it's on my resolutions. So yeah, thank you so much for making it all worth it. I really love you all, and if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe for more weekly videos. I typically upload every Wednesday and Friday, sometimes more. Rarely do I miss it, but yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys!